What is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth? The Emerald Tablets of Thoth is a cryptic piece of Hermetic literature that is said to contain the secrets of the first matter or primal materia as well as its transmutation. The creation and origins of this literature is shrouded in mystery. It is also considered the foundation of European alchemists. Even though the actual tablets have never been found, they have been described as square or rectangular plaques with a Phoenician type lettering script. The contents of the Emerald Tablet summarizes the principles of alchemy or transmutation. Transmutation is the act of changing one state of being to another. In this book, it is said that Thoth passed into the bodies of man and he incarnated himself 3 different times. It is stated that in the 3rd time, he was incarnated as Hermes the twice born, and as Hermes, he wrote the Emerald Tablets and left the writings in the pyramids for future generations. The first well-known copy was originally published in the 1930s by a Dr. Dorrell. The elusive Dr. Dorrell supposedly had connections with the Great White Lodge. The Great White Lodge worked through the pyramid priesthood. The Emerald Tablets are considered the original source of Gnosticism, Hermeticism, science, and Western alchemy. One of the biggest premises of the tablets is that everything is one, and that through psychological exercise and meditation, the direct experience of the divine is possible. So the contents of the Emerald Tablets are as follows. Tablet 1, the history of Thoth the Atlantean. Tablet 2, the halls of Amenti. Tablet 3, the key of wisdom. Tablet 4, the spaceborn. Tablet 5, the dweller of Unal. Tablet 6, the key of magic. Tablet 7, the 7 lords. Tablet 8, the key of mysteries. Tablet 9, the key of freedom of space. Tablet 10, the key of time. Tablet 11, the key to above and below. Tablet 12, the law of cause and effect and the key of prophecy. Tablet 13, the keys of life and death. Tablet 14, becoming thrice great. And Tablet 15, the secret of secrets. So what I'm going to do with this particular piece of literature is I'm going to make a video with my own summaries and my own, I want to say translations, but my own viewpoints on what the contents of each tablet is. So for example, in this video, we're going to do the first tablet, the history of Thoth the Atlantean. And all that is me going over it with my own summary. And we're going to do that for each tablet, all 15 tablets. So join us at Articles of Reality as we dive down the rabbit hole. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Tablet 1. It's going to be in a series called The Emerald Tablets of Thoth Chronicles. This is Tablet 1, Thoth the Atlantean. So in the first tablet, Thoth describes his own history and where he is from. Thoth states that during his creation of the book, he began that specific incarnation in the city of Kior, on the island of Undal. The inhabitants of Atlantis renewed their lives from eon to eon in the halls of Amenti, and at this location is where the river of life flows. He has embarked on this journey more than 1,000 times. He states that for a time he would descend back to the halls, and the men of Kem, which is now modern-day Egypt, would know him no longer, or rather they would no longer know him as that incarnation. He also gives a fair warning to anyone who dares to falsely betray his teachings. Thoth explicitly states, "Betray not my secrets to the men of the north or the men of the south, lest my curse falls upon ye." He begins to describe how great his people were in the ancient days and how everyone either knew the ancient wisdom or had an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. His father Thothmi was a keeper of the great temple and also the link between the children of light and the inhabitants of the 10 islands. This is where Thoth grew up while he was being taught the elder mysteries with his father. Years of studying passed, after years of studying, it was commanded that Thoth was to be brought before the dweller of the temple. Thoth began his studies in the temple for ages until he was received the keys of life from the lords of life and the lords of death. Thoth is no longer bound by the death to the circle of life. Thoth begins to describe how he lives through the ages and watches those around him die and be reborn from the halls of Amenti. Throughout time, he watches Atlantis progress through waves of consciousness. But as Atlantis flourished, the thoughts of the inhabitants began to spiral into darkness. It was then decreed by the dweller that Atlantis was to be punished. There was then a great cataclysmic event in which it was described as over the world then broke, the great waters drawing and sinking, changing the earth's balance. Everything was destroyed until the temple of light remained. Thoth was then commanded by the master to take the remaining Atlanteans and everything that they have learned and head to different areas of the globe. After gathering his people and entering the great ship of the master, the great temple of light was then swallowed by the waves. Thoth and his people then fled towards the sun of the morning until they arrived in the land of Khem. The children of Khem came raging towards Thoth and his people, but Thoth raised his staff and directed a ray of vibration and struck them still in their tracks. After telling the inhabitants that they were children of the sun, the children of Khem cowered before Thoth and prostrated themselves in front of Thoth after his display of his magic science. After spending years in the land of Khem, Thoth began to send his people to many directions to spread the commands of the master. The children of Khem grew in the light of knowledge under Thoth's wisdom. As time went on, the children of Khem conquered the people around them as they continued to grow. For a time, Thoth retreats back to the halls of Amenti to face the dweller and to retain his powers. Thoth also states that he constructed an entrance to the halls leading down, and on top of the passageway he constructed the Great Pyramid using a power that overcomes the earth. Or he could be talking about gravity. And deeper than that, he carved a circular passage to the Great Summit, and right in the apex he set a crystal that sends a ray into the time-space that draws from the ether that concentrates a gateway to Amenti. He also built seemingly empty chambers, but they all hold keys to the Hall of Amenti. He also states that when he built the pyramid, it was patterned after the pyramid of the Earth Force. Could he be speaking of ley lines? I'm not sure. Inside this pyramid, he places the knowledge of his magic science. He ends tablet 1 with this closing. Preserve ye and keep the command of the dweller. Lift ever upwards your eyes toward the light. Surely in time ye are the command of the dweller. Surely by right ye are one with the master. Surely by right ye are one with the all. Now I depart from ye. Know my commandments, keep them and be them, and I will be with you, helping and guiding you into the light. Now before me opens the portal. Go I down into the darkness of the night. Alright, you guys, so that concludes tablet 1, Thoth, the Atlantean. Once again, I'll be making summary videos on every single tablet. So we're looking at about 15 videos. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Peace and love. This is Articles of Reality. Signing out. Thank you.